Welcome to another episode of Gaming and Performance. I'm your host, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix changing your wallpaper when you sign in. So let us begin. For a long time, people have been having problems changing their wallpaper when they sign in. It used to be a functional feature in Windows, but now it no longer works. I have read that those who upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11 are also experiencing this problem. However, it is not fully understood as of yet if you do a fresh install of Windows 11, if this problem is fixed or not. But for those of you who do not want to do that, and for those of you who are planning to upgrade to Windows 11, you may find yourself unable to change the Windows default wallpaper when you sign in to Windows. Before I get started here, it is important to know whether or not you are using an internet connection to log into Windows 10 or whether or not you have a local account. For most of us who are having this problem, we are using a local admin account. We're not signing into Microsoft in order to gain access to Windows. So that means that we don't require an internet connection in order to sign in when we turn our computers on. This is important before I continue on, that you know which of the two that you are using. If you do not have a local admin account, this more than likely will not work for you. Let us begin. When you go to personalization aspect of Windows, by right-clicking on the desktop, you select personalization. You are greeted with a few options here. One is background, and you can change your background. And one is lock screen. It is through lock screen that you're supposed to be able to change your sign-in wallpaper, as demonstrated right here. It says show lock screen background picture on the sign-in screen. It is possible to see it in the lock screen when you make a change to your wallpaper. It doesn't show up when you sign in. For example, turn on your computer for the first time. It will still default to something like this. That is the problem I've had. I've always been greeted with this screen. It used to change. It used to always go through a default of Windows wallpaper, but it got stuck on this and has been that way for quite a while. I wanted to change it. I thought I could manually change it and found out that I couldn't. When I researched it, I found out that I was not the only one having this problem. A lot of other people were having this problem too, as a quick Google search will show. I read through some of the fixes, and unfortunately, none of those fixes worked until I came across one particular fix in which the user had to delete the actual picture that was associated with the sign-in. I will show you how to do that in a moment. However, I personally found a fix to actually change the wallpaper. And so I'm going to start with that first. Now, what you need to do is you need to find at least 5 to 7 wallpaper backgrounds that you want to use. You want to put them in a folder and put that folder in, and I'm going to show you right here, C:\windows\web\screen. Now, that is where the background paper is supposed to be found according to the information that I researched. After that, you want to use your default folder and put background wallpaper or something like that. And that's where you want to put in your wallpaper. Put it in its own folder. And then once you do that, you want to go to, again, right-clicking on the desktop background, choosing personalization, and go to lock screen. There, you want to make sure that your background is set to picture. You want to make sure that you want to remove the existing wallpaper that you see in these 5 icons right here. So that means you're going to go to browse. You're going to click on my background wallpaper, select one of the wallpapers, come up here, hit browse again, go to my background wallpaper, select another wallpaper, and do that 5 times until every one of these have changed to your wallpaper of choice. This is important because that is the only way to flush it out of its memory, to keep it from loading up every time you restart your computer. Once you've done that and all 5 of these are now your wallpaper, go ahead and reboot the computer. Once you reboot the computer, you should now see that it is changed. You can choose, go back here again, and you can actually choose which one you want to show first. Click on here, this, whatever you want to do. Reboot again, see if it actually shows the one you've chosen. It should. Once it does, then you want to prevent it from defaulting back to this wallpaper. For some of you, you may go, "I never seen this before," but for me and a few others, this is the default wallpaper it kept going back to every time you sign in. Here's what you do. This person right here has found a fix for it. He said, "I too used to have the Windows 10 problem for months with the pre-login screen with the time on the bottom left corner. It used to rotate photos, and then at some point it only started to show one photo, which just happens to be the worst of them, some gross green water lagoon with rock outcroppings." Ta-da! Yes, this one. So the same thing. So I know I'm not the only one that has this problem. Modifying the settings, personalization, lock screen did not work no matter how much toggling I did, even trying slideshow workaround, etc. It didn't want to go I didn't want to go so far as to reg editing, so I looked for another workaround. Here's what worked for me: for getting the same images unstuck and forcing Windows login screen to show the images of my choosing. Now, what he did was he went to his local hard drive, which is C, user, your name, app data, local, packages, Microsoft.windows.content delivery manager underscore CW5N1H2TXYEWY, and then local state and assets. This is where all the default Windows background wallpaper is held, but it's encrypted. So it's not going to show a picture of them. They don't have any extensions. So what you want to do is you want to group them based on size. Right, this is what he explains in number 2. And then choose the largest sizes first. So it could start with, I don't know, 800 kilobits all the way to 100 kilobits. You want to copy them and paste them into a new folder onto your desktop. That's all you want to do. Once you do that, then you want to individually rename them to add the .jpg extension so you can actually see what kind of photo it is until you find the one that you always see when you sign in. Once you do, and you know what that file name is, place it in the recycle bin. Once you replace it in the recycle bin, reboot your PC, make sure you can log in and make sure everything is right, and you're good to go. That is the fix. I thank you for your time. Have a nice day.